Okie dokie. Good morning, everybody. Coughing. First time speaking today. Probably should warm up before I start streaming. Ha! Alright. It is Tuesday, the 21st of February, and we are going to be looking at the games that came out on Monday the 20th, and I actually don't know what day we're looking at in January. What day are we looking at in January? That is March. We are looking at Friday the 20th of January as well. So that'll be fun. Right, what are we mixing up today? Well, today we are implementing the first attempt at a tier rating system for game results. This is based off of the tier rating system developed over on How to Market a Game, where they broke games into 4 tiers, basically like bronze, silver, gold, and diamond. I'm breaking it into more tiers, but I might get rid of them. So I might get rid of some of them and like compress them. So basically, I have Unicorn, which is free-to-play games. Thank you. Yes, I hope it'll be useful, because when I was going through the reviews, I was like, okay, I'm getting these wrong, but they're all in roughly the same ballpark. So if we go back and we look at my review numbers now, I'm almost always wrong in the estimates somewhat, but I'm mostly right about what tier they end up in. So that's useful information, I think. Even if I'm like, oh, I underestimated this by 50%, I underestimated it by 50% within a bracket, right? Good morning, Numata. So my tiers are Unicorn, Glass of Milk, Hamburger, Cat, Spoon. Oh, I need the other one. Hold on. Wait. Right, there's one more. Right, Rocket Ship. Here we go. Okay. Rocket Ship. Okay. Come on now. Why don't you paste formatting? There we go. All right. The percentage of unicorns. Yes, I think so too. So unicorns are free-to-play games, so they're basically impossible to estimate a revenue for. So they get to have their own specific category. Then we have Glass of Milk. Glass of Milk games are any games that will make somewhere under about $200. These are the games that would be I'm getting a weird response from YouTube right now. I don't know if I'm still streaming properly. Let's see. No, it looks like it's still recording. All right, cool. I will ignore it then. All right, good. So, right, all right. Glass of Milk games. Glass of Milk games are games that have an estimated total revenue of under $200. These are games that will struggle to get back the amount of money that it costs to put them on the platform. Then we have Hamburger games. Hamburger games have an estimated total revenue of somewhere under $2,000. Then we have Cat games. Cat games have an estimated total revenue of under $10,000. Silver Spoon games. Spoon games are games that have a revenue between, what is it? Let's just double check and make sure I'm not talking out of my butt. Right, yes, okay, so, right. So Spoon games have a revenue somewhere between $10,000 and $250,000. And, wait, no, hold on. Right. No, I'm getting this wrong. Right. So right. Sorry. I worked all this out yesterday, but then I never actually spoke it aloud, so I'm a bit confused. You can see the equation here if you want to read it, but basically this is under 200, this is under 2,000, this is under 10,000, this is under 250,000, this is under $1 million, so rocket ships are under $1 million, and then diamonds are anything over $1 million in estimated total revenue. There are not many diamonds, though in my experience, rocket ships are the rarest, which is a bit weird. I went back and applied this to a bunch of the older ones, and my like older pages, and yeah, not many rocket ships. They're really rare. So it doesn't seem like, it seems like if you're gonna make like between 250,000 and $1 million, you're probably gonna make more than $1 million, right? Like you've leapt that hurdle. You're into a new category of game types. But anyway, those are the tiers for today, at least, and we'll see how they go. We have 32 games that we're going to be looking at today, and in terms of new games, and then in terms of older games, we have some more because that was a Friday, and Fridays are busy. So yeah, we have 72 games to go back through and review. So we got quite a few games that we're going to be looking at today, which means we're in for a bit of a long one. And we're going to start with the new games, I think. And that means that we get to start with the big game for today, which is Atomic Heart. Now, let me arrange my screen so that everything is in the right position. Here we go. Yeah, that's good. All right. And then we're going to go like this. There we go. Aha. All right. So, like I said, we're going to start with our biggest game for today, which is called Atomic Heart. Atomic Heart has been out on Steam for 1 day and has 1,716 positive reviews, 210 negative reviews, for a total of 1,926. It is on sale for $79.99 and developed by Mundfish and published by Focus Entertainment and For Divinity. Also, this game has been in production for a really long time, if I remember correctly. It has been in production for a while, and it's finally out. So, nice. Here we go. In a mad and sublime utopian world, take part in explosive encounters. Adapt your fighting style to each opponent, use your environment, and upgrade your equipment to fulfill your mission. If you want to reach the truth, you'll have to pay in blood. Sounds grim. And you can see they picked up like 50 reviews in the time since I downloaded this. So they're doing quite well, which does make sense because this trailer looks awesome. Some very, very nice character models and really interesting visuals on a lot of the enemies, especially these sort of robot alien enemies. Right? Sort of 50s Art Deco nightmare robots. Anyway, looks really cool. It's a lot of money, but it does look really neat. What do we have in terms of screenshots? Right, you have some sort of magic glove that lets you interact with the environment in interesting ways. Cool robot enemies. The character models are really nice. Definitely got some horror vibes to some of the more alarming looking enemies. This one is showing us, look, hey, you can talk to people. So this is not just a shooter, it's also a game where you can talk to people. Large vistas with lots of stuff going on. Just wild mayhem and destruction, and just tons of screenshots, right? They have so many of them. Some of them are sort of semi-repetitive, right? But they're all kind of showing us different things, right? Different weapons, different powers, different effects, different environments. Like this is sort of spooky plant growth. It's all very impressive. And some people making silly remarks in the reviews. Frequent crashes for no reason, 2 to 3 within the first 15 minutes of the game. Well, that's unfortunate to hear. Cool. Then we are going to have it over to charts. In charts, we can see that this game has 30,000 active players currently. 38,000 as of a couple of hours ago. So I guess some people went to sleep or went to work. Probably went to work. And right, yes. So I'm not wrong in my memories. I thought this game had been in production for forever. So they already had 36,000 followers in 2019. So let's dig down into their past and see whether or not we can get the actual launch date for their page. There we go. Ooh, yeah. Even further. AAA video games, you know, they take a while to make. Okay, so this game went up on Steam, and it was called Atomic Heart. So yeah, it was the same project. On June 27th, 2017. So that's been a while. They did pull in 141,000 followers. So quite a few. All right. So in terms of low estimates, well, they have 2,000 in one day. So I'm going to guess 5 to 20 times as many. Okay, I'm going to guess 40,000 for low estimates and 120,000 for high estimates. That's for a month. Yeah, and this game is like definition of a diamond game. This game is going to make a ton of money. Very good job, Moonfish. All right, moving on to our next game, which also looks quite successful, though on a somewhat different scale. It is called Back to Ashes. It has picked up 66 positive reviews and 13 negative reviews for a total of 79 reviews. It is on sale for $15.49, developed and published by Indid. Explore alternative realities while trying to save your own, capital Y on your, from approaching annihilation. Dark fantasy RPG action game which will take you, capital Y again, on a journey deep into the realms of Errant. Huh. Okay, interesting sort of parchment comic style. And then we have Souls-like combat. A big stone golem. This looks kind of cool. Disciples are gathering. It's very dark. Yeah. All right. Cool. Let's see what people are saying. Okay, is this a 1.0 release? Yes, this is a 1.0 release. And curiously, it does not look like they have a news update for a new one, like a new update for 1.0 release. Still, seems like people mostly like it. Interesting negative reviews. They're like, I want to like this, but it's got some issues. Always interesting to see reviews like that. Okay, Wheel. Let's check their charts and see when they went into release. They have an old Steam ID, so I think this has been out for a while. Yes. Okay, this one is from August 8th. 7th, I think, actually. 5th. Haha. All right. Back in 2020. Nope, 2019. So this is also a relatively old game. Though this is this had an early access release for a while. Presumably around here. They went into early access release when they had about 328 followers. Then did okay. Alright. Okay. Well, my estimate for this is going to be... I think my low estimate is going to just be 90, I think. And then my high estimate is going to be 110. So solidly in the spoon category for this game. And yeah, neat. All right. Interesting game there ended. I had not heard of this one before. Okay. Next game is called Dawn of Hell. It has picked up no reviews. It is for sale for $2.33, down from $2.59. Developed and published by Samuka Gomes. Samuka Gomes. Interesting choice of... Okay. Explore the cursed village and discover the sinister secrets it hides. Survive a terrible night and solve puzzles as you try to escape the curse that plagues the place. Experience tension and fear at every step in this horror game. It's very dark. Wow, it's so dark that it's hard to even tell which direction you're looking in. That's pretty dark. Okay, creeping around in the dark, spooky horror game. And we're creeping around. We can examine notes that are not translated for English. Alright, cool. What are we getting in the images? Creeping around in the dark. Creeping around in the dark. And then dawn. Kind of nice. I like the visual style. Let's see what people are saying. They're saying nothing. One review in Chinese, I think. 2 times to the furthest. Prefer to use the keyboard. I couldn't use the keyboard. Huh. They're asking for a refund. Interesting. Okay. Let's check their charts. I'm surprised this one did not do better. It looks decent. There's no monster, so that's kind of a mark against it in this market. Usually people do like to see a monster. The capsule is a little hard to read. Like, Dawn is legible-ish. It's a little harder to read than necessary, but Dawn of Hell, that's very hard to read. So, Well, okay. So that doesn't explain it. I assumed that they were really, really recent, like they put their game up extremely recently, but no, it's January 11th. That's not a ton of time, but it's not no time. They picked up 9 followers in that time. Gosh. Huh. This run's really surprising. It looks thoroughly fine. There's nothing standout about this, really. I'm not seeing any particularly unique mechanics or visuals or anything. It's a creep around in the dark game, but like, it looks like a reasonable version of that. So it's surprising that it only got 9 followers. Huh. Well, I think my low estimates for this are going to be 2, and my high estimates for this are going to be 12, maybe. So a hamburger game. Okay. Our next game is Defend from Candyland. Defend from Candyland, which has picked up 3 positive reviews and no negative reviews, is on sale for $2.49, down from $12.49. Wow, like a 90% launch discount? That's a lot. It is developed and published by MI Pixel Limited. Yeah, an 80% launch discount. Okay. This single-player top-down tower defense game using pixel-based art is a brilliant game for all ages to join in the battle against the evil Candy. Okay, work your way through the levels with preset maps and waves, or see how long you last in endless mode to save the world from the endless Candy threat. Okay, so it's a tower defense game where you're fighting candy. Where are the towers, though? Oh, these are the towers. It's kind of hard to differentiate the towers themselves from the environment. Yeah, a bit unclear. Okay. Wheel. They do have a demo. They have some cute little pixel art trees that blink at you. Lots of GIFs of the different enemy types that are all candy, I guess. And then several reviews from people who got the game for free. This is an early access game? No, this is the 1.0 release of an early access game. Okay. Huh. Alright. Let's check their charts. One person played it sometime today, and store page went up November 24th. They have 15 followers. Sue, This is a 1.0 release. When did they go into early access? I guess they went into early access like January 5th or something. So I think my low estimate is going to be 3. I suspect that they might not get any more of that than that, and I think my high estimate is going to be 5, or maybe 4. 5, yeah. All right. Interesting game. Okay, moving on to our next game, which is Draw the Road, which has picked up no reviews, is on sale for $2.99, down from $4.99, and this is our Atomic Fabric and Christian Manalaki game today. Draw the Road. Okay, so we have another one of their side-scrolling car games. Except I think this time you are doing as it says. You are drawing the road. The car drives automatically, and then you are driving, and the and you're controlling where the road goes. You know, all right. I mean, there's an idea there, huh? Okay, well, let's check their charts. This one went up on February 1st. Picked up 4 followers. I mean, this is one of the more inventive ones from these two. I'm gonna guess probably. Okay, low is 0, high is 2, maybe. All right. Best of luck, Atomic Fabric and Christian Manalaki. I look forward to seeing your next game in a few days, as is usual. All right. Next one is Echoes of Mayhem, which has 3 positive reviews, no negative reviews, is on sale for $17.54, down from $19.49, developed and published by Charging Llama. Alright, Echoes of Mayhem is an ARPG or roguelite Souls-like. You'll fight through a randomized dungeon of monsters and bosses in an attempt to reforge the world. You'll score loot along the way and gather resources to upgrade your town and choose your own path with random dungeon perks. Huh. Okay. So we have a little fantasy dude, got portals, got tents. Push back the forces of mayhem. Then we got evil skeletons, ogres, orcs, bigger orcs, little goblins, all done in a low poly style. So I definitely recognize some of these assets, but it looks like they're put together pretty well. Let's see what people are saying. This is an early access game. Game feels super balanced, tier and difficulty-wise. Solid upgrade path, smooth gameplay. AK6446 asks, did chicks make this game with the flowers all over? Thanks, bud. Alright, let's check the charts. Okay, they got one person playing this with 6 at peak, and they got 65 followers. And store page went up on April 7th last year. So, not a whole lot of followers per day. What am I going to guess on this one? I'm going to guess low end is 6, and I think high end is 21. All right, moving on to our next game. Whoop, that's not correct. Where am I typing this? Our next game is called Natura Nature Corrupted, which has picked up 7 positive reviews, no negative reviews. It is on sale for $11.04, down from $12.99. Developed and published by Blackburn Games Yaz something, a series of non-speakable characters, AS. Natura Nature Corrupted is a Souls-like game. A lot of Souls-like games today, huh? With enrage mechanics, which sets in a nature-themed. Okay, I'm not reading that wrong. That's what it says. Dark fantasy world. Fight your way from the deepest dungeons to the top of the clouds and save the corrupted nature in this mysterious pre-human era-themed epic story. Huh. Okay. So I'm just going to double check their launch trailer. Whoop. We have some interesting world design. We're zooming through the world. Looks like there's a magic tree there. Then we have an evil demon guy. Alright, you've got a dash. You can cast magic. Your dash is like very long. Oh, you have telekinesis? That's always fun. The combat looks relatively slow. Alright, neat. Early access, join our Discord. I'm glad to see that they have a Discord. They have some nice shots that they share with the trailers. Avoid. This is the Wish version of Dark Souls. Although it's in early access, it's quite satisfying, so that person liked it. Great combination of Souls-like action and action RPGs. Ride the Spiral. Don't understand that one. And these have cool models, and I like the voiceovers. Neat. Okay. Well, let's check their charts. A couple of people playing it now. And 300 or so followers. So this could do alright. 8/21/2021. So been in production for a long time. Got a bump here. Looks like they did maybe one festival or something. And a little bit of marketing towards the end here, but not much. Did not get, just barely under the top 4,000 in sellers, so not making much money yet. It is early access, but if I had to guess, I would say, right, like this could end up somewhere in the range of like Back to Ashes, right? They're very similar games. Back to Ashes is another sort of Souls-like game that was in early access for a long time. Same kind of vibe. And they got to 90, or about 80 reviews. What am I going to guess on this one? I mean, in a month, I don't think they're going to hit that high, right? If I'm just writing down for a month, what am I going to guess? Okay, so in a month, I'm going to guess low estimate is 10. High estimate is 30-ish? Yeah, that's what I'm going to guess. They may, if they keep at it, I think they could get up to here. Similar to Back to Ashes, but I think it'll be a slower climb. Because Back to Ashes, yeah, Back to Ashes had much better followers per day than they do. So maybe that will improve as they release the game and get people talking about it. Yeah. All right. Interesting. It's interesting to see like two games that have extremely similar like profiles come out so close together at different points in their game's lifetime. All right. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Next one is Fight in the Arena. Fight in the Arena is on sale for $3.74, down from $4.99, developed and by Daniel Da Silva, and published by Smoke Some Frogs. Fight in the Arena is a turn-based, whoops-a-daisy, is a turn-based fighting game. Wow. It is a turn-based fighting game. This is really reminding me of like old school MUDs where you would you would automatically fight with enemies. Is this all this game is? Yep. I mean, that's what it looks like. Okay, there's some story-based stuff. There are some text elements, but it seems to be mostly just fighting people. Huh. Where you're just sort of waiting and watching a text ticker. Occasionally picking like targets and stuff. All right, one person played this. They got 5 followers. Store page went up on February 7th. So, I'm guessing this is Daniel's first game. Let's double check. No, they've made several games before. Actually, they're making a game that's coming out. Another one? No, they made one that came out last year. That was a walking around and talking to people game. Similar art style, though. It's nice to see that they have a consistent art style. Okay, and then they made one in April 2021 and one in April 2020. All different genres. All right, so they're like doing interesting sort of game experiments. Neat. I don't imagine this one is going to do particularly great, Dan. It's hard on text games. So yeah, I'm going to guess low estimate is 0. High estimate is maybe 2, I think. Yeah. Best of luck. Moving on. I really hope this is recording. All right. It's still giving me a warning error. Anyway, I'm going to keep going. I have to fill out the spreadsheet anyways. All right, our next game is called Flashback. It has 28 positive reviews to 1 negative review for a total of 29. It is on sale for $1.16, down from $1.29, developed and published by Rinka. Morning, Para. We're looking at a game called Flashback. All right, Flashback is a strategy game oriented to your choices. You will play the role of a delivery man and live in a turbulent city for a month. You'll meet various characters and experience events, and those characters' fates will cross, and they will usher in their own futures based on your choices. That is one of the vaguest blurbs that I have ever read, and also contains several baffling contradictions. How is this a strategy game where you're a delivery man? I am intrigued, but also confused, because what it looks like is that this is a visual novel. It's a visual novel with some interesting artistic decisions. I like the choice of having blurry backgrounds and very clear characters is interesting. We have reputation, health, and money as statistics, so this is a statistics-based thing. Okay, so they have probabilistic choices. Right. So you can succeed or fail at certain events. Interesting. So it looks more like a visual novel than it actually is. It's playing more like a choice of games game. Tactical delivery action. Yes. That honestly does make me want. I guess like tactical delivery action would be like what Mirror's Edge was. So a healthy number of reviews. I'm interested to see what other people are saying. It's a Reigns type game. Oh, okay. So it really is like primarily based on a salient stack and then choices. It just looks a lot like a visual novel. Unique illustrations, easy to listen to background music, low price. Huh. And it looks like these people have made other similar games before? Sunset Routes. Huh. Okay, similar idea, I think. No, this is a deck builder. Interesting. Okay. Well, their last game did pretty good, getting to about 200 reviews. And this one's not doing badly either. Alright, nice job, this team. Bunch of people playing it, 58, with 120 at peak a few hours ago. They got 232 followers. And just around 1,000, top 1,000. So not super high, but not particularly low either. It's stiff competition today. January 16th. Okay. What am I going to guess for these ones? Considering they already have 30 in the first 24 hours, I'm going to put my low estimate at 60. I think that they will double that. And then I'm going to put my high estimate in the 160 or so. So, like, high-end cat game, I think, on this one. All right. Next game is called Gatedelvers. It has 4 positive reviews, no negative reviews, and is on sale for $17.54, down from $19. Gatedelvers. Fight, sneak, cast, and jump your way through hostile worlds in this dungeon-crawling roguelite. Make use of everything you find and upgrade your gear to your liking. Discover the lost worlds beyond the gates, alone or with friends. Let's zoom in, because I'm a little confused as to what we're looking at. Okay, so we have little low-poly critters with cell shading, and we have dungeon crawling, I think? Yeah. Oh, like multi-level dungeon crawling. That's pretty cool. Looks like cooldown-based combat, I think. Alright, this looks pretty neat. Early access, they have a demo, that's nice. They have lots of cool gifts. These people seem like they know what they're doing. Fun roguelike. Feels like Noita, but plays like Spiral Knights. Interesting. So I guess they have like elemental interactions. What worries me is how old their Steam ID is. 11 people playing with 33 at peak. And we got some Twitch play. All right, so August 11th, 2021. So yeah, that was kind of what I was getting at, though. Which is, I think this game is good, and I think that it will have some legs, right? They have a follower per day count of 132, which is okay. It's not great, though. But they've been working on it for 3 years, right? From early 2021 to 2023. So I guess more like 2 years. So that means that this game needs to deliver, and I'm worried that it's not going to. Who knows, right? Early access, it could get a lot better. Has decent followers per day. Okay, so I think for low estimates, I'm going to just double the first day reviews, so 8. And I think for high estimates, I'm going to say 60. Yeah, I think I'm going to guess that. Yep, I think that's about it. Okay. All right, on to our next game. I was trying to think like, okay, what could you do with this game to try and boost it? And aside from like just general marketing stuff, it's kind of tricky to say. All right, so our next game is called Johnny Lionface. It is for sale for $17.54, down from $19.49. Developed and published by Myroid Type Comics. So this is a comics company making a game. Interesting. A twisted, story-driven action RPG with endless ways to build your party of colorful combatants. All right, we've got little furry people. That person has a shotgun. Okay. Okay, we also have cooldown combat here, though it's more like an action RPG. Looks like it said like there's endless ways to build your party, but I only see 2 characters. Interesting choice. Yeah, there's just the little mouse girl and the lion guy. Huh. Okay. Or maybe they just didn't show any other characters. Maybe they only showed these 2 characters and all of these characters will be available. Interesting. 12 playable characters. Why did you only show us 2 then? Weird choice. Multiple interesting locations. All right, Myroid Type Comics. Why do you have no reviews? What's going on? Only 1 person played it. 3 at peak. Okay. Your store page has been up for a long time. This is even more like Gatedelvers and Johnny Lionface have like extremely similar profiles. So September 12th, 2020. So this one has been actually in production for a year, has less followers than Gatedelvers, released on the same day for the same price. I don't think they did marketing. I mean, it looks like they've been doing a little bit of marketing from earlier in the year, right? They had a period of time between September, okay, July and September, where they got almost nothing. Okay, that's a bummer. What am I going to guess for this? I think on low end, because it got no reviews, it has 110 followers, which means it's probably going to get somewhere in the range of 3 at minimum. So I'm going to put in 3 at minimum. I think high end estimate, I'm going to put 28, I guess, something like that. I think this is one where if they had marketed more, they would have done much better. I know you can say that about most video games, but this one in particular, I feel like they did not do much in the way of marketing at all, considering how long it was in production for. Okay, next one is called Mimic the Bots, which has picked up no reviews, is on sale for $6.49, developed and published by Hashdev. Fun game between friends where one embodies a killer and the other the finder. The killer will have to kill bots and impersonate them, while the finder will have to unmask the killer. Okay. So I think this is this is a Mimic Robots game, obviously. Mimic the Bots, right? You're pretending to be a bot in an environment. But what's very strange here is that this environment is almost empty. There's nothing going on here. I think that was a killer killing someone. So that was really not much. Okay, interesting. Let's check their charts. Okay, went up on the 7th. Looks like nobody played this, and nobody bought it. So, I think my low estimate is going to be 0. My high estimate is going to be 1. Best of luck, Hashdev. Moving on. To our next game, which is called Mori Carta. Mori Carta, which has picked up 3 positive reviews, no negative reviews, is on sale for $25.99, and is developed and published by Nevergreen Games. Mori Carta is a handless deck building roguelite. Choose left or right on every card to adventure through stories. Simple decisions lead to rich and rewarding gameplay. 3 dramatically different characters with their own unique card sets, 1,000 playable cards, and 185 unique enemies. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how this actually works. Die. I'd rather not. Okay, so you're choosing between one of 2 piles to put things in, maybe? Accepting and rejecting are your primary things? It's hard to say. It's a little difficult to figure out. Almost every interaction in the game is handled with a simple swipe of left or right, so this seems like a port of a mobile game. Simple mechanics that lead to a complex game. Slightly darker, more poetic version of Hearthstone. Really? Alright, okay. It's in early access. Five people played it yesterday with some very limited Twitch numbers. Only 20 followers. And a very steppy set of follower numbers. That has been going on for a long time. August 20th, 2021. So I think this one does suffer a little bit from comprehensibility problems. Like, it's not obvious how the combat works based on just looking at it. Like, they've got good art, but it's unclear how it works. And so that's a bit tricky, I would say. Though I feel like I'm just searching for an explanation here, because this one did considerably worse than I would have expected. It's not enough to simply be a card game, I guess. Okay, well, I'm gonna go low estimate is, I think, 4, and high estimate is 12 for this one. Best of luck, Nevergreen Studios. Alright, next one is My Dream Setup, which has 141 positive reviews to 17 negative reviews for a total of 158. It is for sale for $7.01, down from $7.79. Developed and published by Campfire Studio. Right. Okay, this is the 1.0 release of a game that we looked at, I think, last month, where you're just sort of designing these little rooms. Like, cool rooms and building cool computer setups. It looks like a cool little toy. Let's see what people are saying. Keeps deleting my furniture. All progress and hard work gone. Devs don't respect your time. That's not too good to hear. This game needs a workshop or something that people can make mods. I agree. Workshop support for this would be really cool. It's a lovely game if you're into decorating and decorating games. We're seeing mostly people playing this for like between 1 and 3 hours, so not a game that people sink a huge amount of time into. But the response has been very positive. Bunch of people currently playing it, and they picked up a ton of followers. Interior decorating games. I think people are sleeping on those. Store page went up on November 3rd, 2022. Yep. And... Well, let's see. I'm going to say my low estimate for this is going to be 180. I think they're probably going to do a little bit better than that. So I'm going to say my high estimate is 280. I think they could do pretty well in this one. Nice job, Campfire Studios. Very interesting little idea. Okay. Next game is My Lovely Pets Collector Edition. Yep, My Lovely Pets Collector Edition. It is on sale for $7.01, down from $7.79. Developed by Avi Games and published by HH Games. Yep. Okay. Play this colorful hidden object game and have a happy and peaceful weekend with your pets. Use your skills and knowledge to play minigames and find all the hidden objects. Okay. Yeah, hidden object game where you find cute animals, cute pictures of animals, and then occasionally play like memory card games. All right, fair enough. No reviews for this one. Let's check their charts. Couple people playing it, only 4 followers. And the store page went up on February 4th. So, I'm going to say my low estimate is 0. My high estimate is 1. These games, when I have gone back and looked at them, I really don't know how they make their money back for the cost of the app ID. But they keep doing it, so clearly it's working for them in some way. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. All right. So our next game is called Mythargia. That's certainly a name, isn't it? It has 4 positive reviews, no negative reviews, for a total of 4. It is also on sale for $7.01, down from $7.79. Developed by Run by Coffee and published by Bonus Stage Publishing. Indeed. Let's see. Ooh, this looks neat. Pixel horror. Hooray! I love pixel horror. You are a journalist in search of your breakthrough story. A promising lead takes you to the abandoned island of Mythargia, where you have to discover its buried history connecting 2 different dimensions. This guy looks very tense, which seems appropriate considering the environments. Alright, spooky farming equipment. Everybody loves those. There's a ghost. Looks like at some point you have to run. And... Huh, neat. Okay, let's see. Some good gifts. I decided to buy this product on a whim earlier, and after booting it up, I decided to play it through all in one go, so it's about 2.5 hours long. This game is a great mix of mystery ambiance reminiscent of a 90s point-and-click game, and a more modern, though subdued, platformer mechanics. Interesting. Nice, short detective story, recommended for mystery and suspense fans. Fun, Lovecraftian, weird story to play through. Very charming game. I enjoyed the journalist aspect of writing articles to increase your credibility. Why did I want to read that as credulity? That's definitely not what it means. Soundtrack is great, story is interesting, and the game isn't too challenging. So yeah, it seems somewhere between 2.5 and 3 hours long. Interesting. Let's see. Why is no one looking at this? Aside from the fact that it is a pixel art platformer. 5 people playing it currently. Picked up 181 followers. That's decent, I think. But from August 2nd, 2022. So just slightly under followers per day 1.0, which, And then, boom. So I wonder if this was in Steam Next Fest last month, or earlier. Because they more than doubled their follower count in the last 2 weeks. So, as is usual, you gotta be marketing the whole time. I know it sucks, especially when you're a small team, but yeah. I mean, but from their release date, which was yesterday, to now, they have again gotten about 50% of total followers. So this one, I think, was substantially undermarketed, I think, for the quality of game that they made. What am I going to guess, then? Okay. I have to not want to underestimate this because I like this kind of game, right? That is a trap I have fallen into multiple times. So I think for my low estimate, I will say 8. And for my high estimate, I'm going to say 25. That's going to be my guess. I don't know. I mean, they did... This is a big spike, right? There's interest in this. But they're not over the 10 review threshold in 24 hours. Yep. I mean, I think that might even be too high. It's a bummer because I think this one could have done really well if they had done this kind of marketing for the entire year that they were, or for the last 200 days, right? They really started marketing on the 5th of February, which is like 2 weeks of marketing. If they had had 200 days of marketing, I think they would have been in a much better position today. Bummer. All right. Moving on to Operation ERONTA, which has no reviews. Is on sale for $1.31. This is developed and published by İlsan Bilgisayar Yazılım Limited, which I 100% mispronounced every single word in that name. My apologies. All right. And here we go. Conflict and action are waiting for you in this FPS and single-player game, in quotation marks. You get into harsh conflicts against enemies with your weapons and also utilize the environment in these conflicts. You'll have another experience each level and be connected to the game more and more. Okay. What's curious is that this is called an FPS game. Oh, there we go. We do actually have guns. Okay, we can shoot human beings. This is a single-player game. We're playing the CIA? Jesus. You're going to kill a mafia organization earning billions of dollars thanks to drug and weapon merchandise. You have 6 different types of weapons and no reviews. Okay. Let's check the charts. 1 person playing it. And it went up on the 25th of January. Picked up 11 followers in that time, and I don't think it's likely to do particularly well. I think my low estimate is going to be 0, and my high estimate is going to be 5. Yeah, that's going to be my guess. Best of luck to those people. I'm not going to try and pronounce the name again because I think that would be worse. Okay. Our next game is called Phylakterion. Definitely going for a lichy theme here, which has 3 positive and 5 negative reviews for 8 total reviews. So something has gone wrong with this launch. Okay, it is for sale for $17.54, down from $19.49. Developed and published by Lich Again Games. So let's see what's going on here. Phylakterion, spooky monster. Phylakterion is a 1 to 4 player online co-op horror game in which you'll enter different locations in search of a possessed vessel, search, identify, and destroy the vessel and the entity inhabiting it before the entity finds you. So this is a Phasmophobia-like, I think. Yeah, definitely looks like that. We've got Book of Whispers. Yeah, definitely a Phasmophobia-like. All right, in early access. So what's gone wrong? Din says it's another bad Phasmophobia clone, except now it has a prop hunt mechanic where you have to find the haunted object and identify traits about it. I mean, that doesn't sound bad. They say it's very scary. Game's concept is interesting. I'm looking forward to playing it again when there's less bugs. Had a lot of potential, unfortunately it's not there. So again, a comparison to Phasmophobia. So yeah. Interesting. So it seems like mostly that it's competing with an established game inside of a narrow genre window. It's a very similar to Phasmophobia. It does have a unique gimmick for that. You have to find the haunted object, but it's not as polished because it hasn't been out as long. So interesting. I would then consider that the relatively large number of negative reviews are not necessarily unearned. Like, they probably do have bugs and stuff, but are maybe unexpectedly harsh because they're being compared to a game that has been out for and been actively updated for years, right? Followers. Store page went up on November 3rd. That's not correct. Massive spike here towards the end, so people are playing it, right? People are still playing it now. This is a game where you can get into it. This could go in one of two ways, I think. If they keep at it, if they update very, very quickly, like if they are on the ball with this release and they release a patch for common bugs like tomorrow or the next day, and then they keep releasing content for it, this game could do pretty well. Is it going to beat Phasmophobia's numbers? Probably not, but it could do quite well. If they don't do that, it will lose the number of players that it currently has, which is like barely enough to be functional. And at that point, it will collapse and go nowhere. So, assuming it collapses and goes nowhere, I will say total reviews 12, I think. If they stick at it and they release 2 or 3 content updates in the next month, I'm going to say 60. So a very wide margin here, right? They could go in a lot of different directions. All right, best of luck, Lich Again Games. I hope you have a busy month ahead of you. Keep at it. I think you got one. All right, here we go. Next game is Research Story. Research Story has 6 positive reviews and no negative reviews for a total of 6. It is on sale for $15.29, down from $16.99. And it is developed and published by Pedalcat Games, and it's also published by Electronic Sheep Games. Those are all very adorable names. I wonder if this is an adorable game. It looks like it. Set out to discover and record plants and creatures for the Violet Archive. Grow crops, tame animals, and build the perfect farm. Ah, this is a little farming game. All right, cool. Forge friendships along the way as you begin your life as a researcher. So this is Science Stardew, I guess. That's kind of cute. Okay, so this is sort of prioritizing the journal and discovering stuff. Very cute. Okay. Is out now in early access, so this is an early access game. Very cute pixel art farming simulator. You have to learn how to care for plants and animals by researching them to learn what they need to thrive. Okay, cool. So you have to like do research on them in order to like take care of animals and plants. That's very cool. This is a sweet common game. There's lots of research. Played the demo and fell in love immediately. Very, very positive praise. So, what happened? Did you not market this, or did you just put your store page up? What happened here? Bunch of people playing it now. Some solid play on Twitch. 300 or 400 viewers. So, what's going on? 1,598 followers. Why are you not selling? July 1st. Solid followers per day. 1 or a few more festivals, maybe? Marketing push that started in December, so that is a better point to do a marketing push. Give yourself 2 months. And then a big push in the last 3 or 4 days. Okay. So they have 6 reviews, all positive, and additional reviews that are also positive for other purchases. So they have actually 8 reviews that are positive. They are in early access. Not quite over the hump yet. Okay. So this is... If they just fill out their followers, then they would get somewhere in the range of 50. But I think they're going to do better than that. I really hope so. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know. This game seems like it's... it should have more legs than it has. I'm surprised that it has such low numbers on the first day. It could be that... I'm getting a lot of notifications. It could be that Atomic Heart is sucking up all the air in the room, because that is a big release. But other games have done okay. No, they have not, actually. Back to Ashes, so that's a 1.0 release. Flashback, that one did okay. My Dream Setup, 1.0 release. So yeah, could be that Atomic Heart is just sucking up the air in the room. Okay. I'm going to say low estimate is 60. I think they fill out their followers and then some. This is not based on current reviews, right? I can't base it on current reviews because that makes no sense based on that. But if they fill out their follower count and then they... Yeah. Okay. I'm actually going to put my low estimate at 50. My high estimate, I think, is going to put at 180. Best of luck, Pedalcat Games. Okay. Our next game is called Risnuch, which has 9 positive reviews and 6 negative reviews for a total of 15. It is a free-to-play game developed and published by Razard. Risnuch. Slash the enemies, improve yourself, join 2 arena, kill monsters, skeletons, golems, period, no space, join the infinity adventures of the Risnuch. Exclamation mark. There is no trailer. And we have low poly guys with swords fighting each other, I think. Extremely simple sword page. Sword page, not sword page. Store page. Early access review. Is this a 1.0 release? Yes. Okay, so this is a 1.0 release out of early access from a game released in January of 2020, I think. Makes me sad whenever people release a finished product and it ends up feeling like a pre-alpha build. So it does not look like there were many updates to this game that came out in 2020. And it does not look like there was an update for today. Unfortunate. Okay, this is interesting. Free key giveaway. Free key giveaway. Huh. Alright, this went up on November 1st, 2019. So that was a while ago. It picked up 109 followers. Wait, no, that's incorrect. There we go. 109. So, I think I'm going to say my lifetime estimate is 15, so I don't think they're getting any more from this. They've been out for several years now. With my high estimate of 18. Alright. Moving on to our next game, which is Sally Can't Sleep. Sally Can't Sleep has 1 positive review, no negative reviews for a total of 1, is on sale for $7.19, down from $8.99, developed and published by Chimp. Sally Summers, an average Jill living in her apartment in LA, has trouble getting to sleep one night. As it turns out, her favorite pillow needs some new feathers. Are you a bad enough dude to collect the feathers in this first-person dream exploration collectathon platformer? That went places I was not expecting. All right. Okay. So we're looking for feathers for... Why am I getting so many notifications? Okay, we've got wall running. We have a grappling hook that looks like a sticky hand. We have spooky snake monsters, I guess. Interesting. What does the review say? This game is hella jank, but it perfectly captures the feeling of aimlessly wandering around unable to sleep. I'm not very good at it. I don't know if it's possible to be very good at it, but it has a lot of charm. And even though I'm lost and directionless, I want to keep going just to see what kind of weird stuff is around the corner. For a game about dreams, that seems like an appropriate vibe. Word of warning, I think some sensitive people will projectile vomit all over if they play too much. The developer has a response to this one. Interesting. Thanks for the review. There are some effects like camera roll and the subtle field of view shift that could cause motion sickness. However, all of them can be turned off in the options menu. That is good to know. Okay. Wheel. This one's interesting. Okay, 2 people played it. 11 followers. And it went up on the 4th of February. So, no time to promote it. Yep. Relatively low followers per day, I would think. Yeah. I like the capsule, though. Capsule's nice. It's a little tricky to pin down in terms of like what kind of game this looks like. So, yeah. Like the first-person platforming doesn't look bad. Okay, what am I going to guess for this? All right. Okay. I'm unfortunately going to put my low estimate at 1. It is possible that they just don't sell anymore and they just vanish into nothingness. I think that would suck, but I do think it's possible. I think my high estimate, at least for a month, is 10. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Best of luck, chimp. Moving on to Shadow of the Night. Shadow of the Night has no reviews. It is on sale for $4.49, down from $4.99, and this is an Urger-Selic game. I think we've seen a bunch of Urger-Selic games before. They're not as prolific as Inspector Studios or Krista Manalaki, but I think we've seen these people before. Yes. Yes, we did. We saw Ultra Fishing. Right, this is the Ultra Fishing guys. All right, cool. Or the Ultra Fishing guy, because I think Urger-Selic is maybe working alone. Hunt and fight this nature's challenges. Build, research, and survive against bears. Oh my god, is this a bear fighting game? Okay, so we have a backpack. We can chop down trees. We can punch trees to make wood. Wow, the trees are really blowing. I guess it's super windy. Yep, definitely punch trees to get wood. Okay, building game. You've got a spear. I think each time you kill a bear, a new bear will spawn. This is a bear fighting game. Okay, fascinating. All right, 1 player. When did this go up? 7th of February. Absolutely no time to get any followers. Still got 25 followers in that time. So there is interest in the building bear fighting game. Of course there is. Who wouldn't want to punch bears? Okay. Well, I'm gonna guess 1 as my low estimate. But I really do think that this is going to do better. I think they're going to get more than 1. I think probably high estimate, I'm going to go to 18. That's where I'm going to go. Best of luck, Urger-Selic. Moving on. To Stacks Space! Which has 2 positive and 1 negative review for a total of 3. It is on sale for $5.40, down from $6. It is developed and published by Stacks Engine. Stacks Space is a space-themed base builder card game with roguelike elements. Buy booster packs to get new cards, discover craft recipes by stacking cards together, create structures, and manufacture drones and droids to defend your base from enemies, visit distant planets, and more. This is a Stacklands kind of game. Interesting. So Stacklands is a game made by Suckpop, released last year, I think. And it has this kind of card combat thing where the cards can fight each other, but also they can represent like parts of your base or parts of your colony, because Stacklands is more of like a sort of early Iron Age colony game. This is the first Stacklands-like game that I have seen come out, and Stacklands was based off of Cultist Simulator. So this is interesting to see like this lineage of these kind of card games come together. This is I have tried to make a Stacklands-like game, or more accurately, a Cultist Simulator-like game a couple of times. They're quite difficult to make. So good job, Stacks Engine. They have sent out a couple of games for review. Very interesting game, pleasantly rich in context. Tutorial is extremely helpful if you are new to the genre. Huh. Okay, what does the negative review say? At the beginning, I felt that it was playable, but the more I played, the more I felt that the details were wrong, and then the card was stuck and I could not be moved. Finally, I just clicked and disappeared. My more than 200 money was gone. Okay, so they might still have a few bugs left. Introductory offer ends February 27th. Lots of different cards. Okay, cool. Interesting. I hope they fix the bugs. 10 people are playing it now with 18 at peak. Went up February 4th. That's not a lot of time. Stacks Engine. Who are you? Have you made other games? No, this is your first game. Okay, cool. Definitely doing just fine in terms of followers. 5 followers per day. But yeah, not a lot of days. They only gave them 16 days. That's just over 2 weeks. I don't think that this game took a particularly long time to make, but that being said, they probably could have put the store page up earlier, even if it was just like temporary art or concept art or something. Okay. 5 followers per day. Logically speaking, I should probably say low estimate is like 4 or 5, but I don't think so. I think with 5 followers per day and this kind of game being fairly rare and fairly popular, I'm going to say my low estimate is going to be 12. My high estimate is... What did Stacklands end up making? Stacklands did really well, I seem to remember, for Sockpop at least. Similar price, $5, and it sold, yeah, a lot. This is by far the most popular Sockpop game. I don't think that they're going to make 17,000 in a month. I know that Sockpop this game didn't. I think it got to like 200 or so in a month. I don't know if they're going to do that. I'm going to say 160, and I will be very pleasantly surprised if they do more. All right. Moving on to next game, which is called Striving for Light Survival, which has 6 positive and 1 negative review for a total of 7, is on sale for $3.50, down from $3.89, developed and published by Igniting Spark Games. Striving for Light Survival brings the exploration of procedurally generated skill trees to the arena survival roguelite genre. Unlock new characters, weapons, skills, and maps, slay hordes of monsters, and take on massive boss fights. Okay, they've got a skill tree system. What does this art style remind me of? I guess kind of Salt and Sanctuary? It's got the same kind of puppet feel to it. Interesting. Okay, Hearts of Health, first one today, I think. A very unique bullet heaven that offers ARPG style combat, quite a lot of stuff to unlock, allows for pretty wild builds. Nice. Okay, this is a small arena-based one though, rather than like the very large ones like Vampire Survivors. 20 people are playing it, 30 at peak. So not doing badly at all. 147 followers. So... Store page went up January 28th. So not a great deal of time. 6.3539 followers per day. So yeah, this one's also doing pretty well. Yeah, genuinely think that Atomic Hearts is sucking all the air out of the room today. I think everyone's buying that and not anything else. Still, what am I going to guess for this one? I ran. All right. What am I going to guess? I'm going to guess, I think, 15 for this one. And I don't know if this one has as much legs. I think I'm going to say probably high-end estimate is 90 for this one. Yeah, that's going to be my guess. All right. Best of luck, Igniting Smart Studios. Our next game is Tartarus Longo Itinere, which has no reviews, is on sale for $8.39, down from $10.49, developed and published by Planet Studios. Tartarus is a dungeon crawler in card format that will drop you into the fiery inferno. Use your skills to kill as many creatures as possible, and successfully pass the Mephisto test, the long Itinere. That's an odd choice of name for this kind of game. Okay, so we have cards. Destroy monsters. Huh. Collect diamonds. Okay. Okay, cool. No user reviews, though. And what happened to you? Well, you gave yourself no time, went up on the 7th, so they only had 13 days. They only got 8 followers. Okay. I think the capsule's probably not helping. It's unindicative as to what kind of game it's going to be. The text is difficult to read. The actual title is functionally gibberish. Like, Tartarus kind of makes sense, I guess, but Longo Itinere, what the heck does that mean? So I think from an external perspective, like if you're just searching for this and you see it on a page somewhere, you are not going to have any idea what the game is. Yeah. All right. I think that's probably what happened. It's just kind of unapproachable. And they gave themselves no time to market it. Bummer. Okay, well, my low estimate is going to be 0. My high estimate is going to be... Gosh, what am I going to guess for this one? 6? Yeah. All right. Best of luck, Planet Studios. Moving on to our next game. Called The Faceless. It has 1 positive review for a total of 1. It is on sale for 96 cents, down from 129. Developed by Stunt, who we have definitely seen before. That is, I think, a Midjourney image for a capsule. You have been thrown into an unknown territory. Your task is to find and clear all enemies. As you progress through the game, you explore the abandoned buildings and industrial areas. Third-person shooter, explore the area and its building, collect ammo, protection, and medical kits. Okay, so you can drive a car, that's kind of cool. I don't understand what the flicker is. Why is it flickering like that? Is that supposed to be lightning? I don't know. It's a little disorienting. Also, did we just get out of the car? I think so. I think we just got out of the car. Okay. And are we shooting? It's hard to say. Okay, I think we're shooting. It's unclear if what we're shooting at. Okay. Oh, it looks like there's evil robots. I was 100% expecting zombies, but no, it's evil robots. Okay. Game is fun for the price. It has potential. Things to improve. Add a mouse gun pointer. In the absence of it, is difficult to hit the enemy for the fist time. Add settings menu. Improve car control and speed. Yeah. All right. Those things sound like good things. You definitely need a reticle. 2 hour. Okay, so this has 6 followers. And also went up on the 7th of February. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to say low estimate is 1. High estimate is 3. Best of luck. Stunt. Moving on to our next game, which is The Test, Secrets of the Soul, which has 80 positive reviews, 2 negative reviews for a total of 82. It is a free-to-play game developed and published by Random Studios. The Test, Secrets of the Soul. You will answer a series of questions that will reveal things from deep within. Some will be uncomfortable, but with great knowledge comes great sacrifice. Can you make it all the way through the test? And are you sure you want the answers you seek? For it is time to unlock the secrets of the soul. So is this a personality test? I've seen a couple of games like this, done by the Game Grumps and stuff. Their advertising appears to be primarily related to reviews and streamers. I assume that these people have done similar games before. They have definitely done some other games. Are these? Yeah, so these are all sort of personality test games. Their last game, how did that do? It got 50 positive reviews, and it wasn't free. This one is free. The word gifted to me is restful. Interesting test. Not sure what any of it means. Gifted word planning. Huh. Okay, yeah, so it's a little weird personality test. Okay, let's check the charts. Seven people playing it now, 16 at peak. Got 49 followers. Interesting. A solid little ramp there. Let's see. When did this go up? 8th of December. Shoo! What do I think on this one? This one's interesting. I wonder if this is... they've sold previous versions of this, so I wonder why this one is free. An advertisement, maybe? I don't know. I should contact these people, because this is fascinating. All right. I'm going to say lifetime, low estimate is... Gosh. Okay, I'm going to say low estimate is 120. High estimate is 500. Best of luck, Random Studios. I hope this does what you're hoping for it to do. I don't know what that is, but neat. All right, next game is To the Stars, which has 5 positive reviews and 1 negative review for a total of 6. It is on sale for $2.07, down from $2.59, and it is developed and published by Something Brothers, and also published by RM Asia. The picture book loving little princess lives happily in the castle with her best friends Little Seal and Little Sharks day after day. However, the little princess, long protected in quotation marks in the castle, has always been dreaming of seeing the beautiful starry sky depicted in the picture book. This is an RPG, JRPG, story-rich interactive fiction 2D game. Okay, we have cute little penguins doing cute little penguin things. No indication at all of what kind of game this is. Okay, haha. There we go. That looks like maybe gameplay. I'm guessing this is a RPG Maker game. Yep, looks like an RPG Maker game where you might fight a penguin maid, I guess. All right, interesting. I'm a simple guy. I see Penguin RPG. I'm buying it. Me too, Ultimate Gamer. You have a penguin as your avatar, so maybe you're a little bit more intense about this than I am. Is it good, though? It's all right, has charm, but that's about it, really. Your typical RPG Maker game graphics-wise, and it's really annoying to know what to do at times. Also, it feels pretty choppy in the hallways. One day, I'll get that fabled epic penguin action RPG I've been yearning for. You know, Ultimate Gamer 95, I hope you do. That would be delightful. Let's check the charts for this. No one is playing it right now, but 3 people did a couple of hours ago. We have a store page that went up on February 6th. So not a great deal of time. And they picked up 16 followers. Nope, that's wrong. 16 followers. Yes, there we go. 16. And so there's some interest in this one. It does look cute. It's just a little confusing as to what it's about, really, I suppose. Already has a surprising number of positive reviews, considering it only has 16 followers. I like the soft art style. Play slowly for about 90 minutes to the end, so it seems relatively short. No clear way to grasp or something. Interesting. Okay, so this game is doing surprisingly well. Okay, what I'm going to guess for in terms of lifetime estimate, I'm going to say 8 is my low end, and I'm going to say 30 is my high end. Best of luck to the brothers there. Okay. Our next game is Traveler, the AI story, which has no reviews, is on sale for $11.79, and developed and published by Yocat. I wonder if this is meant to be like published by Yocat. Okay. Welcome to Traveler, a unique and immersive gaming experience unlike any other. In this game, you'll embark on a journey through a series of diverse and fantastical worlds, all crafted by advanced artificial intelligence. So someone made a bunch of AI-generated images and stuck them together into a visual novel. Okie dokie. No reviews. 30 followers. And it went up on the 13th of January. Wheel. Okay, my guess is low estimate is 0. It is possible that they just don't sell anything for this game. I think my high estimate is going to be 2, probably. Because they're trying to sell a game on the AI art, basically, right? They're not really explaining what the character is or what the story is. So in a story game, it's relatively challenging to sell people on it if you don't even describe what kind of story it is. All right, moving on to our next game, which is called Turtle Racer. It has 1 positive review for a total of 1. It is a free-to-play game developed by Select Games and published by, good heavens, TDSDB is Transdisciplinary Data Scholars Development Program. TDSDP. TDSDP Games Transdisciplinary Transdisciplinary Data Scholars Development Program at Bethune-Cookman University. Okay, all right, that last one, it kind of explains what's going on then. This is a student game. Turtle racing is an educational undersea experience where you speed through an ocean trench and use your knowledge of marine life to reach the finish before your opponent. Okay, so we're playing as a sea turtle. All right. Become a sea turtle. Learn about marine biology. And it looks like as you swim through the trench, you can get boosts by answering like trivia questions about marine life. Interesting. Okay. Nice job, students there. Let's see. We have 6 followers. store page that went up on the 7th of February. No reviews. I think, or they have one review. Let's check through one review. Looks like someone played this on YouTube. Overview in 10 seconds. By Runmac. I'm not clicking that link, Runmac. All right. What am I going to guess? I'm going to guess 1. I think it's possible that nobody else checks this out. I'm going to say probably high estimate is 4. Best of luck, Select Games, and good job on completing your course. Moving on to our next game, which is called XXX Cyber Rat XXX, which means I'm going to be opening this on my other screen, because while this did not get picked up in my red light detector, it's possible that it's a red light game. We're just going to check over here. Well, nope, we're good. Okay, so this is a hacker game instead. All right, and this has 1 positive review for a total of 1 review. It is on sale for $12.47, down from $20.79. Developed and published by Small Indie Studio. All right, I like that as a name. Nice job. Okay. We have a very clearly Mid-Journey generated rat person surrounded by Matrix characters. An infamous cybercriminal and owner of a luxurious underground marketplace tries to reclaim his position in the distrustful society of black hat hackers and drug lords. You must utilize your hacking and intelligence gathering skills in a race with worsening mental state and terrifying hallucinations. Wow, that went to different places, huh? So we're like a mentally ill hacker person. Okay, so we do have like a physical environment that we're walking around. But it seems like most of the game takes place inside of like simulated hacking interfaces. Okay. Wishlist now. No, buy now. You have to change your trailers. Played it for around an hour, and the game is very tough. Oh, you can get killed as well. That's grim. You have to grind money, or you won't have enough crypto to find and kill hitmen or buy medicine. Wild. All right, they played for an hour, and then they went back and played for 4 more. So clearly they were enjoying themselves. All right, let's check the charts. Went up September 2nd. And picked up $46. So, I'm guessing that this game did not get marketed very much by Small Indie Studio. It looks pretty cool. Maybe a little, like intentionally anachronistic in terms of the website design. I definitely think they're doing that on purpose. But yeah, like clearly a lot of love and effort went into this. This is, in my opinion, something of a heartbreaker, because I don't think anyone is going to hear about it. 46 followers. Yeah. All right. My low estimates, unfortunately, is going to be 1. I think that it's possible that they just drop off the map and no one sees the game again. I guess high estimate is going to be 10, I think. Best of luck, Small Indie Studio. And our last new game today, which I think is probably a 1.0 release, is called Your Turn to Die, Death Game by Majority. Which has 173 positive reviews to 1 negative review for a total of 174. That is an astonishingly good ratio. It is on sale for $19.79, down from $21.99, developed by Nankadai and published by Zero Up Games. Your Turn to Die? Okay, no, I am incorrect. This game just came out. Okay, so it's doing very, very well today. Excellent job, Nankadai. All right, Your Turn to Die, Death Game by Majority, is a multi... Oh, I have someone at my door. Hold on a moment. Okay, that was very weird. I don't know what that was about. All right, sorry for the delay there. Right, we're here. I think this is possibly inspired by Danganronpa. That would be my guess. Trying again here. Your Turn to Die, Death Game by Majority, is a multi-ending horror adventure game. Sarah Chiduin returns home from school late one night to discover that something's gone terribly wrong. When she comes to, she finds herself, her friend Joe, and 9 other people trapped in a mysterious place. Yep, definitely getting Danganronpa kind of vibes from it. I love the art style. It looks like it's colored with colored pencils. Very cool and stylish. Okay. Let's see what the reviews say. It is now your turn to buy. Nice. Mono 3, very nice. When he has green hair and low self-esteem. If you enjoyed Ace Attorney, Zero Escape, Danganronpa, or anything along the lines, as long as you can handle a bit of horror, one of the best mystery detective visual novels is waiting for you here. Okay. Interesting. Peak fiction. All right. Very, very, very, very. Oh, literally the best game ever, and it's finally on Steam. Okay, so this is a game that has an existing audience that has been waiting for it to come to Steam. Very cool. Okay, let's check the charts. Bunch of people playing it now, with a lot of people playing it in the last day or so. Tons of followers, 4,814 followers. Store page went up when? August 28th. So not a long time ago, but not a short time ago either. A just right time ago, actually. I would say, in general, 6 months, like 175 days, that's a good time period to be releasing your game in, I think. 30 followers per day, so like just fantastic for a game of this scope. What am I gonna guess? Huh. Okay, considering the velocity and the number of current sales, I'm going to say my low estimate is 400. That feels low, but I'm going to say probably my high estimate is... Yeah, my high estimate is 2,000. Big range on that one, but yeah, I definitely think this is a rocket ship. Very cool looking game. Nice job, Nankadai, and the people at Zero Up Games. Very cool. Okay, well, I'm gonna just double check what's going on at my doorway because there's more going on there, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna look at the lots of games that came out for January. I'm just gonna put this up here. I'm gonna say, be right back if I'm not murdered. See you all in a bit. I really hope this is broadcasting. Okay, bye. Hold on. Okay. Well, that all seems to be dealt with. I think. All right. We're going to be looking at the games that came out on the 20th of January and double checking my work. I'm actually going to show the estimated income because I think that is kind of interesting during a review, because it's important to realize how low most of these numbers are. Video games, not an immediate passage to riches, unfortunately. Yeah. Hold on, I'm going to reload this and see whether or not it's going to work. Things may drop out for a second. Okay, there we go. That's better. Weird. All right, well, I'm going to guess that that's still working. Okay. So, let's go back through and check my work. We also, all right, so the changes again for today involve the addition of these tier icons. So for those who may be joining us later or have skipped to this section, the tiers are Unicorn, which means it's a free-to-play game, so it's impossible to judge how many sales there were. Glass of Milk, which means it is a game that is likely made under $200. Hamburger, which means it is a game that has made probably under $2,000. Cat, which is a game that has probably made under $10,000. Bomb, which is a new one for this one, which is this game is a scam, do not approach. Silver Spoon, which is a game that has made under $250,000. Rocket Ship, which I don't think there are any today, or there's only one today, which has made just under $1 million, so between $250,000 and $1 million. And Diamond, which is a game that has made over $1 million, or probably has made over $1 million. That's the estimates. So, let's check these games out. Our first game is Jigsaw Cute Cats. And I made some incorrect estimates on this one, I think. Yes. So I estimated that this little jigsaw puzzle, where you are building jigsaw puzzles of cute cats, would get 2, and instead it got none. So yes, I overestimated the jigsaw game. I'm a little surprised because usually like jigsaw puzzles games do okay. So this one is surprising that it did, that it so far has picked up what appears to be no sales. Our next game is, right, this is the weird game that is just a pinball table. Like, someone built this pinball table that works in Unity, and that is it. There's nothing else, it's just a pinball table. I estimated that it would get 2, and so make about $120, and instead, it's gotten 6 positive reviews. Yeah, which means that it has made probably somewhere around $300. It is a sandwich game. It is a hamburger game. Neat. So I did underestimate that one quite considerably, but like the difference between $100 and $300 is not that big in the grand scheme of things. Our next game is A Sad Journey, which I estimated would have 3 sales, or 3 reviews, and it does. It ended up with 3 total reviews. It's this little game where you're a little bunny rabbit looking around for your missing parents. I thought it looked cute, but that it probably wouldn't sell a lot, and I was correct. I estimated 3, it got 3. I was bang on. It has made somewhere probably in the range of $250. Now, to be clear, the estimates in terms of dollar amounts are, for one, very lossy. The amount could be up to like 50% either way in either direction, and it would be completely unsurprising. And also, this is just the amount of money that you are taking out of Steam. I am taking into account Steam's cut on this, but you would not actually be netting this much money. You have to pay like income tax, you have to pay for a number of other fees and stuff. So probably you'll be getting maybe 30% less than this in actual take-home dollars. All right. Our next game is Adventure Mosaic's Lost Expedition. Uncover hidden pictures. Oh yeah, this game was very strange. Very, very strange. It was sort of like a Light Bright game, if you remember that toy from the 90s. I estimated that it would get no sales, and it has gotten no sales. So this one was super weird. All right. Our next one is Agent in Depth. Agent in Depth, which has significantly exceeded expectations. I estimated that it would get 38 positive reviews. It's this little like samurai game where you're like shooting projectiles back at people. You're deflecting projectiles. It does have like a very stylish look to it. I estimated it would get about 38 reviews, and instead it got 75, almost all of which are positive. Only one negative review out of 75 is very good, but it's still within the cat range. I estimated that it would be somewhere between $2,000 and $10,000 in terms of revenue, and that seems to be pretty similar. It goes to show that if you're only charging like $3 for your game, you need to sell a lot to make any kind of money from this. Our next game is called Alexander Ball, a country ball tale. I seem to remember this game was also really strange. Yes, it was. It's like a tactics game where everyone is orbs with like angry eyes and like Roman or Greek armor. Very weird. It had 6 positive reviews day of. I estimated it would get to 10, and it has done considerably better than my estimate. I wildly underestimated it. It has gotten to 34, or 37 total reviews, which means it just edges up into Silver Spoon territory out of cat. I assumed it would get about $2,800, and instead it's probably got about $10,000. So good for them on that one. Our next game is Attack on King Reloaded. I don't really remember this one. This is a VR game. Where you're a chess knight, I think, and you're fighting other chess pieces. It's a little strange and confusing. I estimated that it would get 3. It's free, so it's a unicorn tier regardless. But I estimated it would get 3 reviews, and instead it got 0. So it looks like nobody checked this out. I think it was too confusing, too unclear what you were actually doing. Our next game is called Aunwyth. Aunwyth. Yes, that was it. Aunwyth is a text-based game with a focus on decision-making. Right. So this was a choice-based game that was sort of unclear about what the story was and what you were actually doing in the game. And so it had no reviews day of. I estimated that it would get no reviews, and it has gotten no reviews. So it's tough being a text game on Steam. All right. Our next game is called Avernus, which is this dungeon delving like top-down action adventure game. It had 1 negative review day of. I estimated we get to 3, and it has gotten to 5. However, that does still leave it in the hamburger tier of games. So I underestimated it by 40%, but that basically just means it's made almost $2,000 rather than almost $1,000. Our next game is Battle Team. Battle Team. FPS game low poly multiplayer. Yes. So this is a multiplayer shooter game. It had a lot of reviews. I think many of the reviews may have been not Steam purchases. Yes. So I think it had 13 non-Steam purchases at the time. I underestimated it, or I overestimated it. I guessed, and I think that the overestimation may have been caused by the fact that it had inflated review numbers, like a lot of them, and I wasn't counting at that point only games that came out only Steam purchases. So at the time, I estimated that it had 34 reviews, which would have put it into cat tier. But instead, it ended up with only 21 reviews, which was an overestimation of about 40%, or about 60%, and it's only made about $3,000. So, yeah, I think I might merge cat tier and hamburger tier together, because they are very similar in terms of, like, I think total effect on a company or a person, I think, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Our next game is Bee Birthday Visual Novel. Bee Birthday Visual Novel was this very surreal visual novel where you were talking to, like, maid girls with funny heads, and the heads all stacked on top of each other. Very odd. It had one positive review day of. I estimated that it would keep that one review, and I underestimated it. It actually got to 3 reviews. So that leaves it in hamburger tier, having made about $800. Our next game is Beach Cafe Caribbean Sand. Right, this was an escape room game, I think. Yeah, where you have this sort of, like, beach shack cafe. I thought it was kind of cool. Day of, it had no reviews. I estimated it would get to 2, but unfortunately, I overestimated that. It actually still has no reviews, leaving it in glass of milk tier. Our next game is Bram, the Toy Maker, which was a horror game. And where you're being chased by this sort of weird, creepy doll thing. I thought it was kind of cool. It had 6 reviews day of, and I estimated it would get to 13. It only got to 11, so I was relatively close to my estimation, putting it solidly in hamburger tier. Next one is Cantor's Paranormies, which is this is a top-down pixel horror game. It had no reviews day of. I thought it would get to 7 reviews, but I was very wrong. It got to no reviews, and yeah, that's kind of harsh. That sucks. Okay. Next game is called Code Red and is the anomaly game for today. This game is a scam. It appears to be they want bank account information. You need to make an account. It's very sketchy. The fact that it has not been removed from Steam is really surprising. I was fully expecting this game to have been taken down by now, because it does appear to be an identity theft scam. So that's a lot. All right, moving on to our next one, which is called Crime Scene. Right. Okay, this was very strange. This game had 2 total review day of. I thought it would get to 3, but it did much better than I was expecting. It got to 12. So putting it in the upper part of cat tier. This game is about cleaning up a crime scene. It's like a clicker game. You have these, like, low poly environments, and you're clicking on different. You're a crime scene cleanup guy for the mob, and you have to, like, clean up all the evidence that, like, someone has been killed in an area with, like, different tools. Interesting. It's basically a clicker. It is basically a clicker. Just gonna double check that I have red light off. I do. Okay. Cool. Our next game is called Deadly Desire. Deadly Desire. Right. I seem to remember that this one threw me off for that as well. This was a really strange first-person shooter, like extremely low poly first-person shooter, I think. Had no reviews day of. I thought it would get 1 review, and instead it got none, leaving it in the bottom of glass of milk tier. Our next game is Deep in the Snowy Night. Deep in the Snowy Night was a winter horror game where you are, like, being chased by bloody snowmen. It had no reviews day of. I thought it would get to 1 review, and it did, meaning it made about $50. So leaving it one of those, like, how did this game probably lost money on the app ID. Okay, next game is Droid Wars Duel. Oh, wow. Okay, yes, I also remember this one. I don't know, this one was kind of memorable because it was very, very strange. Can you show us our gameplay? Right. So this was like the game that kind of crystallized my perception that the most important part of a video game is, at least on Steam, is can the people looking at it understand what's happening? Because this game was incomprehensible looking at it. It had no reviews day of. I thought it would still have no reviews, and it does still have no reviews. I think no one understood what this game was when they looked at it. So I am thankful to Droid Wars Duel for teaching me that lesson, that comprehensibility is very, very important. Our next game is called Encoded War, which was, what was this one? Oh, right, yeah, this was cool. This was cool. I'm glad I underestimated this one, because I thought this was neat. This was a, like, code cracking game in World War II. It had no reviews day of, so I only estimated that it would get to three reviews. But instead it's gotten to 15, so it's gotten into cat tier. It's made somewhere around $5,000. Yeah, neat. All right. Next game is called Fatile. It had 3 reviews day of, and it was a little detective game. Oh, right. Yeah, this was a really weird one where, like, you got kidnapped by the mob and they gave you a bunch of explosives for some reason. Like, they left you tied up next to a pile of bombs, and, like, the rest of the game is, like, you escaping using these bombs. Very, very odd little game. It had 3 reviews day of. I thought it would get to 7, but it only got to 4. Though that leaves it in hamburger tier. I thought it would make under $2,000, and it has. Our next game is called Figures of Heroes, which had no reviews day of. And right, it was this very odd little card battler where, like, every time that you chose a card, you would, like, zoom back into the environment, like all the characters shrink down, and then we zoom back to see only the 2 characters who are interacting. Really odd interactive style. Anyway, it had no reviews day of. I thought it would get to 1 review, and it did not. It still has no reviews. Alright, next one is Finding Xavier. Finding Xavier is... Oh, right, this was a sort of Celeste-like game where you're searching for your cat. It had 2 reviews day of. I thought it would stick with 2 reviews. I can't remember why, but it's done much, much better than I thought. It's gotten to 37 reviews, putting it in hamburger tier, so it has probably made about $1,000. Our next game is Flaming Thunderer. Flaming Thunderer. Right. So this is a little game where you're Thor and you're walking around throwing your hammer at things. I think you seem to remember. Yes, and then you talk to these little crocodile man statues. Yep. You just throw your hammer at things and walk through the same environments. It had 1 review day of. I thought it might get to 2, but it got to 10, so I did underestimate it. I thought it would be a hamburger game, and it ended up being a cat game. Nice job to Max Pedro. Our next game is called Game Cycle. Okay, right. This one was really strange. It was like a collection of minigames, I think, on a CD. So it had a like a frame story. Yeah, I did not think that anyone would care about this one. I gave it an estimate of 0, but it turns out that at least a few people did. It got to 3 reviews. I'm actually interested in what they say. I enjoyed playing this game. It's short and sweet and has a certain charm. 20 days to try 20 little games. Okay, so yeah, it seems like people were sort of nostalgic for this era of, like, getting a CD full of a bunch of little mini games. Anyways, it's made about $400. Okay, moving on to our next game, which is Haunted Hotel Personal Nightmare, which is an Elephant AR game. So this is a hidden object game. This one about apparently a haunted hotel. It had no reviews day of. I thought it would get to 2, and it has not. It has still at no reviews as of today, leaving me again confused as to what the Elephant AR's business model is, because they have gorgeous art and just don't appear to sell any games. I'm very confused. All right, our next game is Hike Valley, which had 3 reviews to have. And I estimated it would get to 10. Right, this was a little hiking game by Morning Shift. I really like the art style for this one. I thought it was very charming. I estimated it would get to 10, so like higher end hamburger game, but it has not. It has only gotten to 6, which still leaves it in hamburger tier. Right, our next game is Human or Not. Oh, right, this was the Find the Lizard Person game, which was a sort of Papers, Please like Find the Lizard Person game. I thought this was a very cool idea, had like a very weird art style. It only had 2 positive reviews day of. I thought it would get to 3, but it has gotten to 7. So it's gotten up into cat tier, though just barely, making somewhere around $2,300-ish. Yeah, interesting. Okay. So, our next game is called I Won't Forget Hugh. Right. I liked this idea. I definitely didn't estimate it would do as well as it did, but it was very cool. It's a first-person game where you are like creating different colors of glasses, which make certain objects appear or disappear in your environment. I thought it was a very cool little puzzle game idea. I only guessed that it would make about it would have about 1,000 downloads, so I estimated about 27 reviews, and instead it's done much better. It's gotten all the way up to 112 reviews. It is a free-to-play game, so if you want to check it out, it is free to go do that. I thought it was very cool. It was sort of the standout game, I think, for me that day. Image is our next game, which had 2 positive reviews and 1 negative review day of. I guess it would only get to 7, but I underestimated this one. It's a little first-person horror game. Yeah, I seem to remember that I underestimated this one, possibly because it didn't have a monster, and it was mostly just sort of spooky happenings. So, it's all right. Not at this price, though. Competent little indie horror game. Yeah, so people seem to like it. So yeah, I estimated it would get 7, and instead it got 17. Meaning it's made about $6,000 so far. Cool. All right. Our next one is King's Hand. Right. This was a chess puzzle game where you had cards that could like alter rules briefly, like for 1 turn, I think. Very strange. It's free to play. I estimated it would get 7, and it got 8, so I was pretty close to this one. On this one, interesting idea. All right. Next one is Kitball 2,000 or 20,000. Kitball 20,000. Right, where you're sort of like space cat furries, and it was like a 4-player shooter, I guess. Very strange. It had no reviews day of. I thought it would get to 1, but it has instead stayed at none. Yeah, pretty weird one, that one. I remember struggling to figure out what I was actually looking at for a lot of that. All right, next one is Lincoln Green. All ages fighting game. Right. This was this sort of knight fighting game, 2-player fighting game. It had no reviews day of. I thought it would get to 1, and it has. Success for me. This puts it solidly in glass of milk tier. All right. Moving on to Lone Traveler. Lone Traveler. Story about a lone traveler. You have to dig and explore the location by monsters. Right. So this is a sort of Terraria-like game, if I remember correctly. It's like Minecraft, only side view. Right. It was very, very simple, though. I seem to remember that it was very simple, very small. Anyways, it had 2 reviews day of, and it has since gotten 10. So I underestimated it quite a bit, but that leaves it in cat tier. I thought it would be a cat tier game, and it has ended up being a cat tier game, though a higher tier cat game. A higher level cat tier game than I had expected. Alright. Our next one is Lost Between. Lost Between, girl who has lost her memories. Right. This was an exploration horror game. I thought it looked pretty cool. It had 2 reviews day of. I estimated it would get to 7, and unfortunately it's only gotten to 4, which is a bit of a bummer. I estimated it would be like a low cat tier game, and instead it is a mid-tier hamburger game. Okay. That's a pity. It did look really cool. All right. Next one is Lunch Tycoon, which had 1 negative review day of. I thought it would get to 2 reviews, and it has gotten to 2 reviews, both of which are negative. I wonder what they're saying now. Seems the beginning of a really chill game, but so far has crashed every time I played it. Right, yes. So yeah, this game does not look like it's functional. It seems like it is crashing every time anyone tries to play it. Okay. Next game is called Magic Kingdom War. Turn-based role-playing game with a cute little art style. It had 1 positive and 2 negative reviews day of. I guess it would get to 7, and it has instead gotten to 4, leaving it still in hamburger tier. Yeah. All right. Cool. Next game is Mize, which had using laser beams. Right. It was a laser beam puzzle game. Yes. Right. It had 7 positive reviews day of. I guess it would get to 17, but it only got to 13, though that still leaves it in hamburger tier. Yes. All right, cool. Next one is Mangavania. Oh, right. This was the cool little 1-bit platformer game. It had 2 reviews day of, 1 positive, 1 negative. I thought it would get to 3, and it is at 3. So it has probably made slightly less than $500. It is cool looking, though. Tough being a platformer on Steam. All right. Our next game is called Monsters Mess. Trash horror game with shooting, monsters, and magic. I do not have any memory of this one at all. Yeah, I don't remember this one at all. It had no reviews day of. I estimated it would have 0 reviews, and it got to 1, though that does leave it in glass of milk tier, meaning that it has probably made about $30. I don't know if they're going to make back the cost of the app ID on that one. All right, next game is Mythlink. VR Monster Battler. Right, yes, this is a sort of weird VR Pokemon kind of game. It had no reviews day of. I guess it would get to 1, and it has instead gotten to 8. But that leaves it in hamburger tier, which is about where I guess it would be. All right. Next game is called Olgob the Bold. Metroidvania Souls-like. Right, where you're a little orc dude, and you're fighting people in side-scroller hell. Though it was also very strange because it like mixed in other games, right? There was like a Tetris game that was also a boss, a Pong game that was also a boss. Kind of very interesting ideas, but also a bit strange. It had only 2 reviews day of. I guess it would get to 3, and I underestimated it considerably. It got all the way up to 11, though that also still leaves it in hamburger tier with an estimated revenue of about $1,500. Hi, Osho. You're coming in like right towards the end when I'm all low energy and mumbling. Thank you. I am cute. I'm great. Best of luck in your stream later today. All right. Our next game is One Tank Army. I don't really remember this one. One Tank Army is a game in which your goal is to defeat everyone from inside of a tank. Oh right, yeah. Okay, this is just like a tank simulator game, like a low poly's tank simulator. It had 1 positive, 1 negative review, and I guess it would get to 3, and it did not. It instead lost its positive review and gained a negative review. So that kind of sucks. That leaves it in hamburger tier though, which is about where I expected it to stay. Our next game is Pain Below Sanity. Right, this is the very strange maze rage game where I could not really figure out what you were doing. I couldn't even really figure out who the protagonist character was. Anyways, this had no reviews day of. I estimated that it would have no reviews, and I was wrong. Got all the way up to 5, getting it into hamburger tier from where I thought it would be still stuck in glass of milk tier. Good job them. They have made somewhere in the range of $700. All right, next game is Palette Swap. Right. Oh yeah, this is pretty cool. You're like this little alligator dude, and then changing the color of the environment changes how like certain tiles interact. Like sometimes they're the ground, sometimes they're water. I thought that was pretty cool, but it only had 2 reviews day of. I estimated it would get to 3, and it got to 12, but that leaves it in hamburger tier. So it's made maybe $1,700 rather than $400. Our next game is Phase Ninja. See you, Oshio. Best of luck. All right, Phase Ninja. I have no memory of this game. All right, you're a little ninja guy in a side scroller where you apparently can phase through people by dashing. Neat. It had 2 positive, 1 negative review day of. I guess it would stay at 3, and instead it got to 4. It is, however, free to play, so it is still unicorn to you. Next game is Project Malice. Project Malice is an isometric roguelike third-person shooter about a ruined Earth and the unending chaos. Oh, right, yeah, this is the zombie game with this very cool art style. Yeah, this game is very memorable. Like, I definitely this one's been in my noggin. I've thought about this one a couple of times. It did not do particularly well though, or at least it wasn't on the first day. I assumed it would. It had 2 reviews day of. I estimated it would get to 8, putting it into cat tier, and instead it got to 15, which unfortunately still leaves it in cat tier, having made about $4,200. All right, and then I think this is the most successful game for today. Yeah, Punch a Bunch. Punch a Bunch is our next game, which is this sort of round, wobbly, boxing game where you're these little collection of spheres and you're punching stuff with like left and right trigger. I thought it was very cute, and at the time of its on the first day, it made 142 reviews. I estimated it would get to about 400, and it did. It got to 451. Nice job, them. That puts it very solidly into Silver Spoon tier, where it has made somewhere in the range of maybe $190,000. Nice job, them. So, our next game is Robo Maestro. Right. This is a very strange one, because it was basically not really a game. It was like a music toy. I got this one wildly wrong. It had 1 positive review day of. I estimated it would get to 5, but it actually got to almost 50. So I underestimated this by a lot. It is, however, free to play, so it's kind of impossible to tell how much, if any, money it made. A little confusing. I still don't understand that one at all. Next game is Robo Revolt, which is which was a horde survivor where you're a little robot car and you're shooting other robots. It had 1 negative review day of. I thought it would get to 2, and it has instead gotten to 6. So nice job for them. They got into hamburger tier out of glass of milk tier. Our next game is 7 Spirits, which is whatever this is. I have no memory of this game either. Fight goons and find the villain. I do remember saying those words. Oh, okay. So it is a side-scrolling combat game, I think. Yes, side-scrolling combat game. Okay. It had no reviews day of. I estimated that it would stay at no reviews, but I was wrong, and instead it has gotten to 2 positive reviews, leaving it in hamburger tier. All right, next job is SO-108, which was a little sort of dystopia simulator RPG game. Yes. All right. It also had no reviews. I estimated it would get to 1 review, and I was also wrong there. This time, though, I overestimated it. It got to no reviews, and leaving it in glass of milk tier. Next one is Space Flight Factory Prologue. Right, this was an automation game where you were building rockets. It only had 2 reviews day of. I thought it would get to 10, and I underestimated it by about half. It got to 20. It is, however, a free-to-play game, so this is their prologue for a larger game. So good on them. Next one is Stuart the Fox. Right, which was a little enemyless. Oh wait, no, they do have enemies. Oh right, the enemyless one was the one where you're a little robot. Anyways, it's a little platformer where you're this cute little fox dude and you're jumping through levels. It had 8 positive, 2 negative reviews when it came out, and I estimated it would get to about 30, and I had considerably underestimated it. It actually got to about 120, though it did retain somewhat mixed results in terms of positive and negative reviews. So, yeah, very wrong on that one. Moving on to Sudden Market. Right. This was a weird shopping game where you had to like collect a bunch of things and avoid the security guards. It had no reviews day of. I guess it would get to 1, and I was wrong. It got to 7. So it did better. I think this is a revised trailer. I definitely think that this is a much clearer trailer than the one that we originally saw. So if that's the case, good job on them. Yeah, I definitely. I think it's a different trailer. Could be wrong though. Anyways, yeah, they did better than I expected. They've made about $600 on this game. All right, our next game is called T-Rex Dinosaur Game, Unreal Engine 5 game. Right, this is a copy of the dinosaur game that you get if your internet goes out on Chrome. I was very confused as to whether or not they would be allowed to continue to sell this game because they have the Google art in this capsule. So I think I said at the time, I was like, I'm going to be really surprised if I come back and this game is still up, because I expected them to get C Indeed, but they did not. However, my other estimate, which is that they would probably only get 1 review, or would not get any additional reviews because they had 1 review day of, was true. So they still only have the 1 review, putting them solidly in the made not very much money tier of class of milk. Still confused that they are allowed to have this capsule. Anyways, moving on to Taste of War. Taste of War is, right, a sort of Wolfenstein-esque pseudo ray tracing shooter. Yes, where you're fighting like big burly dudes and robots. It had 11 reviews to have, and I estimated that it would stay there. Instead, I was wrong. It got to 12, though that leaves it in hamburger tier, having made about $700. Next one is Taste of War, or no, Team Punk. Team Punk. Right. This was the very strange sort of convoy game where you had this like lozenge-shaped bronze thing, and it was a steampunk world, and you were like trying to escort it. You got no reviews to have. I asked it would get to 1, and I was wrong quite heartily. I was very incorrect on this one. It got to 20, though as a free-to-play game, it is kind of impossible to tell how it actually did. Interesting. I think I'm mostly very badly underestimating free-to-play games. Because I did that again here. This is Tet, which is a like sort of micro game Vietnamese cooking simulator. It had 5 reviews day of. I guess it would get to 7, but I was wrong. It got all the way up to 47, so it did much, much, much better. And it's a free-to-play game, so it's still a unicorn. And then we had another one called Cenozoic Era, which is also free-to-play. I also got wildly incorrect as well. Cenozoic Era is a realistic animal survival game. Oh, right, yes. So this is like you play as an animal and try and not get eaten. It's still in early access. It had 10 reviews day of. I guess it would get to about 30 reviews, and instead it got to 177, so much, much better than I was expecting. Underestimated it by 84%. It did very well. Interesting. All right, our next game is The Multi-Medium. Oh. Huh. Interesting. Right. So this is the game where you play this little spaceman in an environment that has like been painted in watercolors or pastels or pencil crayons or something like that. And the environment is all made with physical media and scanned. I thought it was beautiful when it came out, but I didn't think it would do very well. It only had 12 reviews day of. I thought it would get to about 33, and instead it's gotten to 60. So that went from my estimate of being a catch tier game to being like a very low tier Silver Spoon game at about $1,200 or about $12,000 made on this one. All right. So this is our next game, which is The Pioneers Surviving Desolation, which is right a base building game on Jupiter. It had about 48 reviews day of, but it had a ton of followers, and it had a very good followers per day. I estimated it would get to 500 reviews, and it didn't get there. But it didn't do terribly. It just didn't get quite there yet. So it got to 191 total reviews. It's still in early access, though, so I strongly suspect that it will eventually get at least to here. However, at the moment, it is not a rocket ship. It is a Silver Spoon game. Next game is Touch of Color. Touch the Color, which was a weird little puzzle game. It had 1 review day of. I guess it would get to 2 reviews, but instead, it looks like they lost one. I think the 1 review that they had then was a non-purchased Steam review. Yeah, rough being a puzzle game on Steam. Next game is Tracadie Birdshit. Plays as a bird in a small city called Tracadie. Right, which was this bizarre little game where you play as a pigeon, I think, in photographs of a small town somewhere. Very strange little game. It had 4 reviews day of. I estimated it would stay at 4. It has stayed at 4, meaning I think that they may have just made enough money to pay for the Steam ID. Very weird little game. I thought it was kind of cool looking, but just extremely strange. Next game is called Training Shooter FPS, which is... Right, this is an aim training scenario game where you're training for other FPSs, I guess. It had no reviews day of. I guess it would stay at no reviews, and it has. Because it was very strange, because you couldn't move. You were just stuck in place. Very strange. All right, next one is one that I wildly overestimated. This is a World War I horror game about being in the trenches. I don't know why I estimated that it would do really well. Also, it does not want to load this this thing at all. It doesn't want to load anything here. Curious. Anyway, World War I horror game. Day of, it had 90 reviews. So I guessed it would get to 267 reviews. And it did not. It basically lost reviews. And I think a lot of them is... Yeah, again, they had about 24 reviews that were not Steam purchases. Like, product received for free. So, was this coming out of early access? Right, this was coming out of early access. So what I think I did was that I didn't realize that this was coming out of early access. So I estimated that I estimated incorrectly that the reviews it got during early access were indicative of a continuing trend. And in general, what looking at this has done for me has showed that coming out of early access really does not give you a sales bump at all. Because it probably had about 60 like real reviews then, or maybe even more. It might have had about 70 real reviews then, and it still has about 70. That still puts it in silver spoon tier, having made about $1,800 or $18,000, but it did not do as well as I was expecting, because I was estimating incorrectly about how coming out of early access works. It really doesn't do much for you at all. Right, and then we have Tristia Legacy and Tristia Restore, which are two, I think, copies of the same game. Like, one is the original copy and one is a revised copy. They both came out on the same day. Very, very weird. I don't know why I estimated them so high, though. Like, this one only had 2 reviews. This one only had 3 reviews day of. I think it was because I went and searched Google and found like a bunch of people talking about them. Anyways, I thought this one would get to 67 reviews. It didn't, but it is still in Silver Spoon tier at 27 reviews. And the second one, I estimated would get about half as much and be in Silver Spoon tier, but I was wrong. It only got to about 6 reviews, so wildly overestimated these two. Though I don't feel too bad about getting the estimates on these ones wrong, because they were very, very strange. They were both the same copy of the same game, released with absolutely no time to build up followers. So these are clearly ports or re-releases. I don't know. I never did actually go and look up exactly what had happened there. But whatever it was, I think they were kind of shoved out to die, unfortunately. Next one is Ultramad, or Ultra Elmad, which is a free-to-play game about something. I can't remember. It's some kind of card-like battler, though. Anyways, it had 1 review day of. I guess it would get to 3, but instead it did much better. It got to 18. So again, I underestimated a free-to-play game. So, yeah, I'm going to have to try and not do that in the future. All right. Third to last, VR Quiet Life was a game that was about, right, it was a VR game about, like, basically, like, making food and stuff with this anime girl. It had no reviews day of. I guess it would get to 2 reviews, but it did not. I was incorrect. Instead, it got no additional reviews and does not appear to have made any sales, putting it solidly in glass of milk tier. And our second to last game is What's Your Emergency? Which is... Right, it was this quite stylish little pixel art game about being an emergency call responder, and like trying to like talk people through emergency response. It had no reviews day of. I guess it would get to 1, and it has, but it was a negative. So what does this person say? Great premise with terrible execution. Text is too small to read. You can't change the size of the text. That's too bad. None of the text can be clicked through to the next line. It's just arbitrarily timed slideshow. Also not great. You do want to be able to like let people control how quickly the text shows up. So interesting idea. May have had some trouble in terms of executing on it. I did get my estimate totally right. They've probably made somewhere around $250 on that game. All right. Last game for this for the 20th of January 2023. Checking my work after a month was ExploQuest, which is right, this rather strange auto-battling. I admit I do not remember this game at all. It was a rather weird auto-battling role-playing game, I guess. I do not think I understood how it worked or what it was. It had no reviews day of, and I estimated it would get to 1, and it has. Meaning it is in glass of milk tier and has made maybe $160. And that's it for our reviews of the games that came out on the 20th. As you can see, the numbers are pretty dire. A lot of games came out, and very few of them made any appreciable amount of money. So, indie developers, take heed. There's maybe 3 or 4 games that came out on that day out of a lot, like 80, that would have paid for one programmer for 6 months. Which is a bit depressing to realize. All right. Well, on that depressing note, I'm going to leave you. I hope you all have a lovely Tuesday afternoon. I am going to go get some lunch because I haven't eaten yet. And I hope you all have a lovely day. Have a nice one. Bye.